The strength of the crocodile's jaws is so great that it can bite off the bumper of a car. But even such a dangerous predator can make a mistake with their choice of victim. Now, he has clearly attacked the wrong one. The hippo has just trampled the crocodile in a few seconds. There are other animals that can give a thrashing even to a large adult crocodile. And now we will show the most epic fights of these enemies. Crocodiles and alligators often hunt wild boars that come too close to the water. One lightning-fast jerk, and the reptile's jaws close on the victim's body with the force of a steel vise. Then it remains only to drag the victim into the water. No matter how strong the boar's skin is, thanks to those strong jaws, the fangs enter it like a red-hot knife through butter. But this crocodile clearly overestimated his strength. At first glance, she correctly decided on the choice of victim. This reptile is still young, so it decided to attack one of the cubs and not one of the adults. But in fact, it turned out that this was a big mistake. The crocodile clearly underestimated the parental instinct. The boars attacked the crocodile from both sides. They powerfully rammed their enemy, trying to pierce his scales with their tusks. Although the reptile is about 1.5 times larger, this did not stop the boars. The crocodile definitely did not expect such a fierce rebuff. A million-strong herd of ungulates that migrate across Africa and cross rivers on their way is like a supermarket for crocodiles. Reptiles, it seems, do not even really hide in the water, and for a long time will choose the most appetizing victim. Then when they swim up, they'll grab the prey in one frightening throw and drag it into the water. But here, for some reason, this tactic simply didn't work. The crocodile is clearly in shock. Perhaps he could not catch the zebra precisely because its audacity struck the reptile. The zebra literally walked past the crocodile only inches away from its mouth, and then gracefully left. Such bravery is worthy of a like, don't you think? It seems that if there is a predator in Africa that can cope with an adult lion in a one-on-one battle, it's a crocodile. The strength of the reptile's jaws is several times greater than the bite force of a lion. Powerful tail strikes can also be as dangerous as the claws of the big cat. And the armored skin with strong scales gives excellent protection. Indeed, battles with crocodiles can end sadly for them. For example, if a reptile manages to grab the lioness by the muzzle at the watering hole, even if she breaks free, her jaws may be crippled and she'll no longer be able to hunt effectively, at least alone. Her only chance of survival is if the jaw heals enough for the lioness to be able to chew. Otherwise, she'll play the role of a beater and leave her sisters to catch the prey. However, messing with lions is a big mistake, even for a monster-sized crocodile. Most of the fights between these rivals end with the victory of the king of the beasts. For example, here the crocodile has decided to use his favorite tactic. He swam out of the water to take away the legitimate prey from the lions. Robbing an entire pride is a pretty bold decision. But making lions panic is not the same as scaring a herd of zebras or antelopes. The predators were surprised by such arrogance of this overgrown lizard, and then the main male decided to settle the conflict himself, alone. He came to the very edge of the water to drive a powerful crocodile back to the depths. One grin was enough. Here the crocodile did not allow himself to be intimidated, but it was in vain. When the lions realized that the reptile wasn't going to retreat, they attacked it all together. And although the reptile was huge and very strong, it lacks the reaction speed to resist the whole hail of blows that fell on it from all sides. The lions did not allow the crocodile to focus on any one opponent. And so when the reptile tried to grab one of its enemies with its jaws, it received a crushing blow with its paw, which may not have immediately opened the armor, but threw the crocodile off balance and threw it aside. As a result, the lions stunned their enemy so that not a single predatory cat was injured. The only thing that could save the crocodile was a rapid retreat into the depths. But this is far from the only such case. Here, the crocodile has literally run into the water in a panic so that the lions would not get to the less protected belly of the reptile. Turning over a crocodile when it actively resists and bites with its jaws is a difficult task, but apparently this pride had every chance. But if you think that lions are cooler than crocodiles only if they have a huge numerical advantage, you're mistaken. These lions tried to swim across the pond and didn't know that an adult and strong crocodile lived there. It seems that the reptile should definitely win in its native element. She perfectly takes advantage of all of the advantages, swims up from below, strikes an unexpected and quick blow, grabs and tries to drown the big cat. But underestimating the lions was a big mistake. The males turned out to be strong enough to fight back against the adult crocodile, even in the water. In addition, the lions didn't panic. Although they didn't see the enemy or expect the attack, they were able to react immediately and repel the attack, thanks to which they not only escaped but also avoided serious injury. The crocodile, however, after several blows from those clawed paws, probably regretted ever having contacted them. This lioness noticed that the crocodile was dangerously close to a young teenage lion cub. The lion's family ties are very well developed because the female did not even waste time gathering a support team. She rushed at the crocodile herself to drive it away from the inexperienced cub. Look at how she drives away the reptile with lightning strikes. She hits exactly on the upper jaw. This is dangerous, but in this way, the lioness tries to dominate the opponent and show him that he will not find easy prey here. It seems that the lioness says to him, "Close your mouth, you overgrown lizard." What's going on in the Amazon River basin? We used to think that this place was the arena of eternal battles between different species of animals for survival. And then you see a huge, dangerous crocodile with a capybara sitting quietly on its back. The friendliness of these mammals, of course, has long been legendary. But has it really reached such exorbitant levels that capybaras literally saddle crocodiles and use them as live transport? The animal is too heavy, so the reptile definitely feels its weight on its back. Maybe the capybara bribed him. And what explanations do you offer? Answer in the comments. We are really interested in your opinion. By the way, if you want us to make a separate video about this mysterious friendly animal, then write that too. Of course, you can say that it's fake, but then what do you say about it? Not only the capybara, but also this water bird straddles the crocodile and calmly rides on its back. However, the weight of this long-legged bird is not too large, and there's a possibility that the reptile simply doesn't know that it has quietly sat on its back. However, the courage of this fragile, feathered creature could be envied by a seasoned lion. This crocodile decided that he would now have a snack with a fish, after which he would swim to look for a serious opponent. The reptile did not realize that in front of her was the most terrible and dangerous enemy she's ever met. This is an electric eel, and it was a big mistake to mess with it. The eel didn't even wait for the crocodile to attack in earnest. As soon as the huge monster was within striking distance, the fish used its super weapon and generated a crushing electric shock. This instantly stopped the reptile. The pain caused shock and spasms and convulsions all through its muscles. The reptile was still alive, but the fish is scared and does not let go of such a serious enemy. The eel shocks the crocodile again and again until its heart stops. The crocodile's pretty sorry now, isn't it? Now, the cheetah is the fastest runner in the world, but that doesn't make it invulnerable to ambush attacks. As you can see, the crocodile is able to swim unnoticed to the very edge of the water, then jump out and grab its prey so quickly that the cheetah, with all of its abilities, couldn't dodge. And this cat can't fight such a strong enemy. The cheetah desperately resists, but this only slows down the crocodile without affecting the outcome of this duel in any way. The reptile was able to drag the cheetah to the bottom. Only attentiveness and a bit of luck saved the cheetah, which was able to have time to bounce out at the last moment. However, this trick does not work with all spotted cats. Although the leopard is the smallest panther, it does not agree at all to become an easy prey for a crocodile. Leopards are known for their agility, which does not change them even in such dangerous moments. Somehow, the leopard managed to notice the crocodile's approach early enough to elegantly dodge its attack. What the super-fast cheetah failed to do, the leopard did, and it seems with minimal effort. But that's not all. The leopard is one of the few predators that are so brazen and bold, or reckless, that they steal food from crocodiles. This leopard found a reptile at night, which was just having dinner. No animal is capable of such a feat, and the leopard dragged the prey right out of the mouth of the adult crocodile. The reptile tears off pieces from its prey and then swallows them in turn. Here, the crocodile clearly overestimated his strength and lay with his mouth full. Perhaps the reptile wanted to save food for the morning. But in any case, the leopard crept up to him, dragged the food literally out of his mouth, capturing pieces of meat between its fangs. It's hard to understand how the leopard managed to pull off such an incredible trick. Perhaps the fact that the crocodiles are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature is the same as the ambient temperature, so on cold nights their temperature drops. They become sluggish, slow to react to what's happening. Just like that sloth from the animal cartoon. Flash, flash, 100-yard dash. Perhaps the crocodile was just dozing and the leopard, thanks to precise accuracy, took out the meat without ever touching the reptile. Or maybe the crocodile was just so shocked by the unexpected impudence of the spotted robber that he was confused and couldn't do anything about it. What do you think? Answer in the comments. We're interested to know your version of the story. But if you think that leopards attack crocodiles only while they're sleeping or not moving, well then you're mistaken. Here, a cheeky cat tried to fight off a crocodile's prey right in the water in the middle of the day. The reptile did not expect such courage. The leopard descends the steep bank directly into the mouth of the crocodile, which is in better position and can attack at any moment. But this leopard's self-confidence was justified. Every time the crocodile attacks, the cat manages to bounce back with lightning speed. She literally flies to the top of the shore and then descends again. The poor crocodile obviously won't be able to have a quiet lunch. Alligators in America often hunt snakes. Their thick scales allow them to ignore the bites of the many venomous legless reptiles, and their teeth simply do not break through such armor. If a python or boa constrictor is at least the same length as an alligator, then it can overcome them also. He'll bite, squeeze in his jaws, and shake his head until he causes critical damage to the internal organs of the enemy. But this crocodile made a huge mistake with the choice of prey. Perhaps he just didn't fully understand how huge this snake is. It exceeds the dimensions of an alligator by about twice or even 3 times. The snake's skin is vulnerable to the jaws of the alligator, but the superiority in strength is too great. The snake pounces on its opponent with lightning speed and entangles him and starts to squeeze him into rings. The snake's body is an interweaving of elastic and very strong muscles that act harmoniously and turn it into a living steel cable that can tighten with incredible force. The alligator can't escape. The rings are tightening with every second, and the alligator is unable to breathe. But the snake isn't looking for its neck, so she squeezes her torso, and as a result, the pressure in the alligator rises, and its internal organs receive too much damage. Crocodiles, alligators, and caimans are close relatives. There are differences between these species, but they're very easy to confuse. These reptiles have long, squat bodies, powerful jaws with a whole set of large teeth, an armored hide, and a honed ability to hunt from ambush in the water. These reptiles keep at bay jungles and coastal zones on different continents, where they hunt both small, fast impalas and large bulls and antelopes. In South America, the coolest predator of this cold-blooded family is the black caiman. It's more aggressive, stronger, and larger than most alligators. But there is an animal that can easily throw a black caiman from the top of the food pyramid. This jaguar is one of the most unusual predatory mammals in the world. They're spoken of as panthers with superpowers. Inferior to bears, lions, and tigers in size, jaguars are much superior to the competitors in bite force. So superior that a jaguar can run out on a black caiman in a frontal attack and just grab him by the scruff of its neck like a kitten. A huge and powerful reptile that can break a deer's leg with one bite is simply paralyzed. The jaguar's fangs grab with such force that not only is the caiman not able to give a decent rebuff, it can't even move its head. The crocodile is just in shock. He clearly thought that with his size and strength, he should not have to hide from anyone. Well, this was a mistake. The jaguar strains its steel muscles and carries off the caiman right into the thickets, which weighs almost as much as the predatory cat itself. Pay attention. It seems that the jaguar is hardly making any effort at all. Jaguars quite often hunt caimans and other dangerous reptiles, which keep 99% of the other animal species in the region at bay. At the same time, the jaguar often fights with this dangerous and ferocious enemy right in the water, which says a lot about the impressive capabilities of the spotted beast. The caiman in the water gets an advantage in maneuverability, whereas the jaguar's paws must overcome the resistance of the water. But this does not change the outcome of most fights. Their lightning-fast reaction allows the jaguars to dodge and grasp the caiman. Also, their phenomenal strength allows them to literally throw their enemy ashore, after which their armored scales are opened even in the most protected places. The battle with an adult black caiman requires the jaguar to exert maximum strength, but the advantage is usually still with the cat. Powerful blows with their paws confuse the enemy, and the pressure and speed of the attack give little chance to effectively defend, escape, or even more so to attack in response. In addition to the crushing force of its jaws, the crocodile has another advantage. They have a specific hunting technique. Perhaps it appeared due to the fact that the teeth of the crocodiles, like other reptiles, are all the same. There are no incisors or canines or teeth for chewing. A crocodile can only grab and tear off pieces of food and then swallow them whole. Now, although he can twist at a fairly large angle, the neck muscles are very strong, sometimes it's not enough to tear off a piece of food. The crocodiles have another way of doing things. The reptile grabs its target and then presses its paws to the body and rotates around its axis. This tactic looks especially brutal when crocodiles are fighting among themselves. This way of eating has become a weapon. Many crocodiles use this rotation for brutal reprisals with prey that turn out to be too strong to be quickly dragged to the bottom and drowned. Even if the resistance is very strong and the victim of the attack breaks out, the rotation injures the opponent so much that his chances of survival almost disappear. Interestingly, crocodiles use this technique not only for hunting but also for showdowns with their own kind. The effectiveness of this method also lies in the fact that even if the enemy's skin can't be broken, the bones and joints are destroyed. The real issue here is that a more determined crocodile has just broken its opponent's leg. But the rotation does not have a 100% success rate. This crocodile clearly overestimated this technique when he decided to use it on a most ordinary zebra. First, he grabbed the victim, and when he realized that the zebra was very strong, he began to spin. The first turn broke the animal's leg. Now the zebra is stuck in the water, so the crocodile made a second turn. The ungulate did the only thing that it could to save its limb. It spun around together with the crocodile. This made it possible to avoid new damage, but the crocodile didn't let go. Other reptiles began to swim up to join the fight. The zebra desperately escaped. As the crocodiles were almost celebrating their victory, something unexpected happened. It wasn't enough for the crocodile to just cling to the injured leg of the zebra. The predator thought that it was necessary to finish off the victim. It swam up to the zebra's head to grab her by the nose and drown her. But this was a mistake. The zebra at the last moment, despite the pain, managed to dodge and bite the crocodile under the jaw. The reptile was in shock. She reflexively turned around and offered her powerful armored back to the zebra to retreat and recover. Another mistake. The zebra stuck its teeth in there too. Surprisingly, this cooled the crocodile's ardor and forced him to retreat. As you can see, its skin remained intact and the zebra's teeth couldn't pierce it. But the predator's resolve faltered for another reason: pain. Zebra teeth are flat and thick. When this animal grazes, it doesn't just cut off the plant food, it grinds it. That is, zebra teeth do not work like scissors, but like a powerful press that simply grinds the plants. Zebras eat not only soft grass, but also the most unpretentious, tough, and hard savanna plants. Therefore, the bite force of this animal is quite enormous. This is not enough to cause serious damage to the crocodile, but the pain he experienced, well, the predator will remember it for a long time. Unfortunately, with a broken leg, even celebrating its escape, the zebra is still in trouble. She won't be able to follow the herd. Even if she gets out of the water and avoids the other crocodiles, when she leaves her group, hyenas or lions will certainly find her. However, who knows? Let us know in the comments. Tigers are cautious and usually prudent hunters. They try to avoid unnecessary battles with other carnivores, so they don't cross paths with crocodiles as often as lions do. But the tiger isn't going to just give its prey to anyone. You see how the striped cat was able to overwhelm a huge ungulate. The tiger dealt with him and began dragging its victim through the shallow water. Can you imagine what power this huge predator has if he can carry this bull through the water with his teeth almost without difficulty? I mean, you have to admit it, Messing with the tiger is a very bad idea. Unfortunately, the crocodile does not think so. He sees its target and attacks rapidly. Perhaps he thought he could scare the tiger and take away his lunch without a fight. Or maybe he hoped that he could catch a competitor by surprise and eat them both the cat and its prey. In any case, the crocodile's plan failed, and the tiger attacked the enemy in response. It is easy to see that this crocodile is a full-grown, powerful individual, which is about 1.5 to 2 times longer than the tiger. His head is twice as big as the tiger's skull, and his armored back seems impenetrable, not only for some claws, but even for bullets. In addition, the crocodile is able to attack rapidly even on land, and even more so in shallow water. The advantages are on the side of the reptile, but there's only one nuance. The tiger is the strongest wild cat on the planet. Males can weigh more than 1/4 ton, and all of this is steel-tight muscles that the predator uses for giant jumps and crushing blows to its prey. Like many other big cats, tigers often strangle their victim by squeezing its trachea with their fangs. But in addition, they often break the neck of their prey, even if it's twice as large as the predator itself. No contest. If you can break a bull's neck with one movement, a fight with a crocodile is not going to scare you. However, the main thing is that although the jaws of the crocodile are stronger than the jaws of the tiger, the cat has one more important advantage: dexterity. For all of its power, the tiger remains an elegant beast with very fast reaction. Now you can see one of the most impressive scenes of battle between tigers and their predatory competitors, where the striped beast uses their strength to the fullest. He literally straddles the crocodile. The reptile should be given its due. It bends very quickly, it seems, just a little bit more, and it will be able to grab the enemy by its paw and pull it off its back to finish it off. But the tiger always gets away from the blow. He suppresses the crocodile, reacting in time to every movement of its opponent. It seems that the tiger itself changes its weight, and then it flies over its enemy to dodge the throw, and then it becomes super heavy and nails the crocodile to the ground. But this battle is not a chaotic clash between two mighty predators. One of them has a plan, and this is the smarter tiger, who, due to its intelligence, was able to win in such a difficult duel. He realized that the scales on the lower part of the crocodile's body are much more vulnerable than on top. Therefore, the tiger caught the enemy during an attempt to attack and was able to grab the crocodile by its neck from below, at the vulnerable point. Then the tiger just seems to slide off of him, but in fact he uses his own weight to turn the crocodile over just a little bit more, just enough to finish it off, and as a result, the victory belongs to the striped champion. However, crocodiles are not afraid of tigers at all. On the contrary, here is another case when a reptile tried to take away its prey from the cat. Moreover, the crocodile acted as brutally as possible. He noticed that the tiger was still struggling with the herbivore and trying to strangle him. The crocodile went into a frontal rapid attack. He aimed not only at the herbivore, but at the tiger itself. Perhaps the reptile was provoked by the sharp movements of the striped predator, or maybe by territorial instinct. What do you think? An interesting result of this confrontation. The tiger noticed the crocodile at the very last moment. He didn't seem to have a chance to dodge, but don't underestimate him. Thanks to the natural flexibility and incredible strength of its paws, the tiger makes an acrobatic move without running and dodges the crocodile's jaws with a backflip. At the same time, the tiger practically does this trick from a prone position, while the boar was trying to break out of its grip all of this time. The cat is quite the practiced acrobat. But the most important thing is that the tiger did not let go of its victim, and all this time continued to strangle it. And when the tiger did a somersault, he landed on his feet and finished off the boar, no longer taking his eyes off the crocodile. How did he even feel that the crocodile was attacking him from behind? The reptile now has no chance to take away the prey from such a predator. The crocodile froze. Look at him, he's in shock. And so are we, to be honest. This crocodile struck the perfect blow. He swam stealthily up to the herd of buffaloes and grabbed one of them right by the head. If a massive half-ton creature could still pull its leg out of its grip, then freeing its head is a much more difficult task. The bulls are almost in a panic. The crocodile attacked so suddenly and sharply that the rest of the buffaloes retreated. The victim resists desperately, but the crocodile's grip is stronger than a vice. In addition, this reptile is very large. She is heavy and strong just by herself, but also rests her paws on the bottom and pulls down. The buffalo fights, and he has a powerful neck. He rests his feet, but loses foot by foot with every minute of their struggle. The crocodile's goal is to drown the bull. To do this, the reptile lowers its head, which is just in her jaws. Unfortunately, the reptile underestimated how long the bull can hold its breath. He didn't just suffocate in spite of all the crocodile's efforts, and as a result, the predator had to release its victim. The bull is exhausted, wounded, but alive, and lies in shallow water while the crocodile has to retreat because the herd is returning to the shore and can intercede for its fellow. Unexpectedly for the predator, his perfect attack failed due to the stubbornness and will to live of a strong beast. As you can already understand, only the strongest predators can defeat a crocodile, and their chances of winning are not always that great. But there are several types of animals that a crocodile should never mess with. And first of all is the hippopotamus. They are spoken of as the most ferocious and dangerous animals in Africa. And this is taking into account the black mamba, the elephant, the lion, the leopard, and the crocodile itself. And all of this is because of the incredible level of aggression of this behemoth. Imagine an aggressive honey badger who returned home after a noisy party. He has a headache, a dry mouth, and, well, imagine that someone woke him up early in the morning with a bucket of cold water and started throwing nasty, smelly things and screaming. Well, you can guess how evil this imaginary honey badger would be. Well, this level of aggression is the normal state of any full-grown hippo. Combine this with its colossal strength and weight of more than 4 tons, and this makes such a beast just a real monster. So does a crocodile just have no chance against a full-grown hippopotamus? Well, judge for yourself. In addition to the huge strength and pressure, the behemoth has another trump card. He seems clumsy and slow, as if a guinea pig has eaten too much steroids, has grown up, gone bald, and gained extra weight. But in fact, hippos can move very fast. They run great and swim even better. Short but powerful, like columns, their legs easily carry their huge weight. They have a very thick fat layer, but this isn't just a load, but armor. In addition, due to the fact that the hippo's body is rounded, the jaws of the crocodile, even as powerful and long as they are, simply slip off. It's almost impossible to grab onto something. And even if the predator can dig into the hippo's body, it's unlikely to get to its internal organs or vulnerable areas. So against an adult hippopotamus, only a whole pride of lions could come out on top. But hippos are rarely alone. They unite in family groups which can number 3 or even up to 30 individuals. A real army of heavyweight aggressors. At the same time, if many other herbivorous animals of Africa migrate in search of vegetation and pastures, then hippos are strictly territorial animals. The reason for this is their love of reservoirs. In arid savannas, if you find a beautiful lake, pond, or river, then you better keep it. So that's what hippos do. They find their habitat and literally occupy it. Interestingly, among all predators, hippos hate crocodiles the most. It seems that their enmity crosses the border of the usual dislike and fear of herbivores for predators. And I wonder why. Are crocodiles attacking baby hippos? Or is the reason for something else? What do you think? Answer us in the comments. In any case, the outcome of the confrontation between an adult hippopotamus and a crocodile, in the case of a one-on-one duel, the reptile has no chance. Only, they don't seem to know this, otherwise they would avoid meeting such a fierce enemy at all cost. Look at the price the reptile is paying for underestimating the hatred that this hippopotamus has for it. Perhaps the crocodile just thought that it could scare off the enemy with a menacing look of jaws. But no, the hippo just tramples the crocodile into the ground. The battle of these animals looks impressive. The reptile fights back, desperately using its entire arsenal, but the opponent is too strong and assertive. The behemoth goes into a ram attack, crushing and trampling the crocodile. In addition, this behemoth has another weapon, its mouth. You don't expect such a bite force from an herbivore that just grazes on the bottom of the lake or on its shore, but in fact, hippos often attack boats that have disturbed these giants, and the beast can literally bite off a piece of the wooden boat. Crocodile scales can withstand such pressure for about 1.5 seconds, but the hippopotamus, grabbing its enemies at about 50 times stronger than a bulldog, simply throws the crocodile right out of the water, only to hit the surface of the reservoir again. With such acceleration and force, hitting the surface of the water is like falling onto concrete from a 3rd floor. The crocodile is in shock. There are other aggressive herbivores, but most of them are just trying to drive the predator as far away from their family as possible. But hippos seem to think of themselves as something like sheriffs who set the rules and laws on their own territory. That is, they can safely tolerate crocodiles if they're far enough away. But as soon as the reptile attacks an animal of another species, the hippopotamus, in a rage, hurries to teach that reptile an unforgettable lesson. Thus, hippos regularly save antelopes, zebras, and impalas. The most interesting thing is that they're not doing this just out of a love for philanthropy. On the contrary, hippos behave brutally towards all other animals. If an impala is lucky that a hippo saved her from a crocodile, does not mean that she is safe. If she angers the hippo with an extra sound, it will crush her with its monstrous strength of jaws as easily as the crocodile. It seems that crocodiles provoke something like a berserk mode in hippos. These giants don't care who they hit. Once a zebra or an antelope decides that it's safe, a hippopotamus will attack it, and it seems just for the sake of intimidating the crocodile. The reptile, of course, is in panic. The hippo will actually take them under its care and protect them from several crocodiles at once. Moreover, after the hippopotamus repels that first attack, the reptiles are afraid to attack again because they know what threatens them. But the saddest thing is if a crocodile gets into the jaws of a whole group of hippos. Then its chances of survival fall faster than a falcon diving for prey. Hippos perceive the crocodile simply as a toy for beating and practicing their fighting techniques. They literally throw between themselves this huge reptile, weighing as much as a young bull, right through the air. In the huge jaws of the hippopotamus, which can fit several watermelons, there are tusks with which the animal can easily loosen the bottom of the lake in search of roots and plants. These tusks are about the length of a pirate's saber. And as you know, hippos constantly bite the crocodile with these, so after a few minutes of being in such bloodthirsty company, The poor reptile receives critical damage. It's a scary sight. This is where you say, "Guy, you are obviously in the wrong area." Approaching this herd of angry hippos was a fatal mistake. There are several other giants in Africa who can let the crocodile know that it's not worth confronting them. For example, a rhinoceros. Its mass can also be more than 4 tons, but at the same time, the lifestyle of this giant is unique in its own way. The fact is that they rarely cross paths with a crocodile. Rhinos live far from water and approach reservoirs only for the sake of watering and occasionally to cool off on a hot day or to forge rivers during long transitions. To attack these giants when they're adults and in good shape, the crocodiles are usually just afraid. And even if they still attack the baby, rhinos are excellent parents. Here is a rare recording of a confrontation between an adult crocodile and a rhinoceros. His skin is like a knight's armor, and the crocodile is in shock. He clearly did not fully consider out of the water whom he was dealing. Rhino's eyesight is very poor, so probably a green crocodile sitting in the background foliage is a strange-smelling spot for him. But this is enough for the irritable monster to attack the reptile and drive it into the water in about half a second. Rhinos can easily trample crocodiles. In addition, these animals usually use only one method of fighting, which works almost flawlessly. They strike sharp blows from the bottom up with a very large horn. With a bit of luck, a rhinoceros can hook the crocodile, after which the reptile will go on a short and very painful flight. The desire to escape from such an enemy is very logical. Most likely, the crocodile's attack on the elephant is a tragic mistake. Tragic, of course, for the reptile. Now, you'll agree it's easy enough to predict the outcome of this duel between a crocodile and a 5-ton huge elephant, which is the largest and strongest land creature on modern Earth. Most likely, the crocodile takes the tip of the elephant's trunk for some small animal, grabs it during watering, and realizes too late that this is only a small part of a much larger animal. The elephant's reaction is quite easy to predict. Of course, these animals are famous for their intelligence and relative calm disposition, especially in comparison with hippos and irritable rhinos who attack everything that frightens them and often get scared because they can't see well. Therefore, if the crocodile is just close to the elephants, they will calmly react to the situation. But grabbing the trunk with its jaws, especially if the target is a baby, this is a very bad idea. An elephant in a rage can simply lift the crocodile out of the water with that same trunk and throw it back with such a force that the reptile will have a concussion. And honestly, this is for the best. Additionally, the crocodile has almost no chance to survive after a frontal attack by an elephant. Even if the elephant does not grab it with its trunk, doesn't crush it, and doesn't ram it, it will trample it. As you know, if an elephant steps on you, it's like a huge boulder falling on you. The impressive fury of the elephant, who is ready to find the crocodile under the water and go around the whole pond for this, also makes an impression. Interestingly, elephants show the most violent aggression if their babies are under threat. These animals, in addition to their intelligence and strength, are also distinguished by their touching devotion to their family. Probably if tyrannosaurs suddenly appeared in Africa, elephants would attack them at the first attempt if they tried to go after their babies. And with a crocodile, about the same thing is going to happen as with an empty soda can if you step on it. The elephant can simply trample the crocodile and then finish it off with a massive blow to the head. The reptile's skin remains intact, but after all of that, it's difficult to find at least a few whole bones in the body. Which epic battle in which the crocodile unexpectedly lost to its enemy struck you as the most amazing? Reply in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see even more incredible episodes from the world of wildlife.